This is Boxing Tickets NI in association with SB Sports Chaco. We're here at the weigh-ins and delighted to join once again with Kieran Molloy. It's been a busy start to life as a pro boxer for you, and your fourth fight of the year. I'm sure you're pleasantly pleased with obviously how it's won so far.
Yeah, it's going good. So far, so good anyways. Just looking forward to finishing off the year now with a solid performance Saturday. Yeah, progressing nicely throughout the year, learning, developing, and I feel like I'm a more improved boxer all around.
I guess sometimes your sort of debut year can sort of be the thing of things to come. I guess you've obviously had the disappointment. Obviously, Madison Square Garden didn't happen in the summer, but has that sort of motivated you probably even more, or probably give you a lesson early on that when a fight date's sorted, it's never always going to go through? How have you sort of adjusted with that, or is it just gives you more time to prepare?
Yeah, it's more time to prepare, but it also gives me an insight to the pro game. You hear of all these stories before you go pro about the things, ups and downs and stuff. You just hope it's not going to happen to you. A couple of those things have happened to me, likes of opponents pulling out, fights falling through. But like you said, you just get back to work, back to the gym. Got a great team around me with Colin Boxing, Top Rank, Angel Fernandez. So we're always just looking at the next step, and just the next fight date. Training camps and everything are going really well. So just keep on working and moving forward.
And I guess you sort of learned the pro side of things very early on. Obviously, your opponent in Germany was obviously heavier, but did you obviously find that I guess it's something to come through in a fight, which is probably good to learn very early on, that sometimes you may not fight at your true weight, or opponents don't come in at the weight they describe, what they're limited for. How did you obviously find adjusting with that in Germany? I guess in foreign soil, you're used to it, obviously the amateurs and everything else. But on fight night, how did you find, obviously in Germany, I guess it was all a bit potty, obviously in Germany, but how did you find, obviously, the heavier opponent?
It was tough, when you're weighing in, I think it's professional boxing, but it's not professional at all, because not making weight, coming in way heavier, giving out when you ask them to lose some weight. But you got to deal with it. I knew that I was much better than him, so I wasn't too fazed by it. But in the ring, I could feel that he was a lot more solid than my previous opponents, so I had to be more switched on. It was a high-paced fight though, so good 6 rounds, and I know that I can keep a good engine for all 6 rounds, even against a guy who's much bigger. So yeah, I learned a lot from that fight as well. Worked on a couple of things where I need to improve on. I feel like I'm adjusting nicely, getting my proper style now, I feel. But yeah, we're just moving on to the next one now. Saturday got another decent opponent, so we're just trying to work on a couple of things that we've been practicing in the gym with him again.
Do you obviously come away from fights sort of very critical? Obviously, how's the conversations with Engel obviously afterwards? Is it you're critical of your performance, or I guess you always want to do better? How have you sort of assessed each fight moving forward? I could have done this better, could have done this better. Do you sit and critique quite a lot of it?
Yeah, of course. I think every boxer does. You always want to do better, but that's a good way to be. I really, really want to go as far as I can in this sport. You have to pay attention to all these small details in the fights. There's a lot of things I wasn't happy with in my last fight. Try to tighten up on a lot of those things in the gym. So by this time next year, I think it's going to be completely different boxing you're going to see, especially if I keep moving on with, say, fights every 8-10 weeks. That's what I want. Stay active and just keep on moving up the ladder.
And so spoke to Kurt yesterday, and he's obviously saying tomorrow night obviously is his last 6-rounder. Are you maybe going to do another 6-rounder? Because obviously you're one fight behind, so you maybe do one more 6-rounder after this before you then move up to 8?
Possibly, or maybe just go straight into 8 rounds in the new year. I would like to go up to 8 rounds, but maybe, like you said, just one more. We'll see how the next fight or 2 fights go, if you stop them early, or if it goes 6 rounds, at least you've done it a few times. So we'll just see. We'll have to see.
I guess from the amateur sort of thing, I'd say the first couple of rounds just sort of nearly warming up. Sometimes a lot of ones would say they're so used to the sort of being a slow starter. Are you obviously going to find, obviously, the more the rounds go up and obviously the opponent goes up, more of Kieran Molloy is going to come out?
Oh, definitely. The better the opponent, the better I will be going forward. But we're still in a developing stage. We don't want to take silly fights. I just want to get as much experience as I can for the first year and a half. Full year is nearly up already, so I think I've been getting good experience this year. I have a few more and then start really stepping it up. But like you said, I think once I start fighting good opponents who are coming to win, that's where you're going to see the best of me. That's where I'll feel like I can really go through the gears.
And I guess already in your mindset as well is obviously getting a homecoming, obviously in 2023, I guess, with the way fast-paced boxing can be sometimes. I know initially the plan maybe was January, but obviously it may look like that's pushed back. You'll no doubt obviously be on mixed card on St Patrick's Day, whether it's in America or here. So do you sort of look to Mick now as obviously, I want to be there, you look at the Belfast nights and go, what's Galway going to be like?
Absolutely. Every day I think about it, and I know it's going to be massive. It will happen. It's just a matter of time now. We're looking at a couple of dates for next year. It's definitely going to happen, and we'll have it once a year then going forward, and then hopefully on year 4 have that for a big world title fight.
That's it. That's the ultimate dream now. That's what keeps you working hard in the gym with obviously them big goals, and obviously big stadium fights and everything else. And I guess obviously having a world title in your waist as well. That's what it's all about, isn't it?
100%. Just for everybody who's helped me all along the way. I've always dreamt of fighting in Pure Stadium in Galway for a big title fight. So it's looking like it can definitely happen over the next few years. Just got to keep on winning.
Just obviously want to finally touch, obviously you've been sparring with David Avanesian obviously in his preparation for Terence Crawford. He's sort of been going under the radar, but obviously David Avanesian's obviously a world-class fighter. How do you obviously predict his fight will go obviously against Terence Crawford? I guess Terence Crawford's number 1 probably and arguably the favourite, but do you think David Avanesian could pull off a shock tomorrow night?
100%. Look, I've seen a lot bigger upsets in boxing than Avanesian beating Crawford. He's got a fantastic engine. He is relentless in the ring. First round and the last round, they're both the same pace. Like, he just does not have any off button. Hits hard, keeps coming, keeps on coming. He'll give anyone problems, and I think it's a great fight. I'm glad that he's finally gotten his opportunity for a big world title at welterweight. And yeah, I can see him causing the upset. I do think Crawford is pound for pound one of the best out there, and you'd have to look at him as the favourite. But I think Avanesian does have the tools to cause an upset. Please God, he gets on good anyways, gets out of there healthy and everything. But yeah, it's been a pleasure to spar him.
Well, listen, thanks very much for your time. Obviously, enjoy Belfast again tomorrow night. We'll look forward to seeing you going 4-0, and we'll hopefully catch up with you afterwards.
Perfect, thank you.
Cheers, Kieran.